All right, welcome guys to the tutorial and let's begin. All I've done so far is added a background. We can see it in the layers and I've added a rectangle and given it a black color. Now let's start off with the neon text that we want to develop. I'm going to add the text and I'm going to write my channel's initial S2R. I'm going to give it white color. Press OK. I'm going to make it big. I forgot to turn on the caps. So I'm going to make it caps S2R. And the font that I'm going to choose is going to be CC Stormtrooper Blaster. And I'm going to set its size to, let's say, 400. And I'm going to center align it. And once I center align it, so what we really want to do is we want to set a neon feel to it. And as you might have seen in the introduction, the neon effect is achieved by adding a glow to it. And one of the best ways to add glow is through outglows or through blurs, and especially the Gaussian blur. And we're going to heavily use the Gaussian blur for this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to select the text and I'm going to set its fill to none. And we'll come here in the appearance panel. And from here, I will add a fill. And let me give it some other color. Let's keep this bright one for the moment. And what we really want is that we want to add blur to it on the outside, which will be achieved by adding multiple layers. If I go on adding multiple layers of fills and then adding a Gaussian blur to each one of them. And that presents a unique opportunity and a challenge in itself on how to achieve it. Now, one thing is that if you want to change colors, then you will have to go back and change the color for every fill one by one. Now, to solve this problem, what we will do is we'll go here in the swatches and set some global colors that we can edit anytime. So I'm going to remove all these fills that I have added here. You can remove all of them. You can select them one by one and delete them. And let's keep this one here for the moment. And let's go here in the swatches and choose any color. So we have chosen this color. Let me choose any color. Let's say I'll choose a darker version of this from the swatch tiles. And I'm going to double click on it. And here you can see the color type and all the other settings of it, the RGB settings. I'm going to set it to global. I'm going to press OK. The moment we press global, we can see it has become this sort of highlighted. And let me choose some other color. Let's say this one. This is a nice red color. And I'm going to double click on this. And I'm also going to make it global. And now we can add these two. Let me select a gradient. I have this fill selected and I'm going to apply a gradient on this. And I'll choose, let's say, a normal gradient, this one. And to this, I'm going to go in the swatches and I'm going to select the white one and I'm going to give this global color and I'm going to select this black one and I'm going to give this red global color. So we have selected two global colors now and we can later on edit them in the menu from here and change their colors in all the layers if we want to. So let's move on for adding all the effects. So we have the first fill and I'm going to add a Gaussian blur to it. I'm going to go here in the blur options and add Gaussian blur. And we're going to start off with something really low since we want it to be at a minimum value and then gradually increase and on and on and on. We'll keep on doing that. So I'm going to set this one, let's say, to 2 or maybe even to 4 to start with. And then I'm going to select this and press plus or duplicate. I'm going to open its Gaussian blur and I'm going to I'm going to make it, let's say, double 8 or maybe let's make it, yeah, we can keep it at 8. I'm going to press OK. And I'm going to again select this and copy, open its Gaussian blur and turn it to 16 and select this fill and select this fill and add one more and open this one and make it 32. And I'm going to select this one. I'm going to add here and I'm going to make it to 64. All right. So it's nice and neon glowing effect we can already see in it. Let's try add one more if it doesn't hide this inner line. Otherwise, we'll remove it. Currently, it's at 64. I'm going to select this. I'm going to add one more, and we're going to double it from 64 to 128. All right, so it's really nice and bright. And there is one more thing that we must do here, and that is to check the raster settings so that it doesn't clip your Gaussian blur. At times that can happen. So we're going to select it. We're going to go here in the effects, in the document raster setting. And from here, I'm going to increase to, let's say, 500. I'm going to press OK and make sure everything is nicely set. All right, so we've added 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 layers of Gaussian blur in increasing values. I'm going to select the top one, and I'm going to add one more fill. And to this, we can check right on top that it has the lowest value of the Gaussian blur, which is about 4. And now on this fill, I'm going to go here in the FX, and I'm going to go in Stylize, and I'm going to add an inner glow. Since it's kind of this blurry, we want to have it a sharper look, and yet it should look like that it's glowing. For that, I'm going to choose, for the moment, I'm going to keep it on screen. I'm going to add 100% opacity, and I'm going to add the blur to about 30 pixels. And it looks kind of whitish and a bit too much. So what I'm going to do is that I'm going to go here and press overlay. And now it has this sharper edge look, and at the same time, it adds a really nice glowing feeling to it. If you want, you can reduce it to your preferred taste and choice. You can even make it 20. It would still look nice. As you can see here, it's nice. I'm going to keep it this way. Don't put it to center, because if you want to put it center, it will turn very white, which might not look the way you want it because it looks way too blurry. You will have to reduce it to a much lower value, let's say 5 pixels, and you can keep it this way as well if that's what you want. So there are two variations, but I'm going to keep it to 20 pixels, and I'm also going to put it to edge. So this is what we have created so far. I'm going to press OK. And this is the final result that we have. But remember, the moment you stretch it or squeeze it, it will change the way the blur has been applied. And you might have to work on a lot of things once again, because you might not be that careful in looking at the values. So you can increase the values, decrease the values, do all sort of things that you want to. And with that, we have a nice look of a neon effect ready with us. And there's one more thing that we did in the beginning, and that is if we go back here in swatches, we had set these two colors to be global. And that is because if we want to change the style of the colors, or the choice of the colors, and make it look any way different, we can do that now very easily. All you have to do is, without selecting the text, you can click on this global swatch and come here down here in swatch options. And from here, you can change the RGB, the HB, the CMYK scales if you want to, and make it look something else. Let's say I'll keep it on RGB, and let's create this purplish tone. Or let me go in HSB here. And in HSB, I can come here and choose this dark blue shade. And now we would see it will get updated in real time. And then I can press OK. And I can also choose the second global color. Come here in the swatches option, and let's say I turn it to a fine shade of purple, make it a little bit darker here, and it will get updated right on the trot here. You can even push it to the yellow shade or the green shade, a brighter green shade, and then you can press OK. And in this way, you can create all sorts of variations of colors, as all the fills and gradients, as you can see here, have been updated. And with that, this tutorial is complete. Thank you so much for your time. I'll be back soon with another tutorial.